Alright guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. So I was recently going through the new Skrillex album and I got really inspired and I kind of created my new idea here. And what I want to do today in this video is to kind of like take you through my whole mix process and idea process so you can see how I kind of compose different genres, not just drum bass. So today we have a bass house. Alright, so this is like the starting idea that I got. And next thing that we need to do is that we need to kind of like compose and, you know, progress further into the idea. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take you through the process, right? So first of all, what we can do is that we can start with this build up. So I'm gonna add this as a build up. What is funny about doing different genres is that when you learn how to produce different genres, you can also produce drum and bass really well. So even if you are a drum and bass producer, trust me, this video can be for you because it is basically the same structure, just a different tempo, different drums, but it also can be implemented on a drum bass. So this is kind of like this is like a challenge for you to try different genres. Don't be stuck on one genre. Also, Skrillex is doing like 1,000 different genres. He's trying to like come up with the new things. That's why he's so popular, right? So this is gonna be a pre-drop. It's gonna be a pre-drop. This is going to be a drop. And all right, so let's start to compose. So I added this alarm. I feel like it's like I'm gonna put an auto filter on. Just like get it going like this a little bit. Auto filter is your best friend in kind of like doing this smooth build-ups, right? I'm gonna add I'm gonna get augmented strings, and straight away I hear this like one note string. Alright, so for the vocals, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna add an OTT. This is gonna be like the mix masterclass, honestly. So, alright, so if you like these breakdowns, you like these videos, and you like what I do here on my YouTube channel, and then you like me, well, then the first link into the description is my masterclass where I included all my mindsets and all my know-how from 10 years of music production. So if you like more of this, and you want to get from zero to independent music artist, and you want to boost your music skills and career, well, then it's the first link into the description. It's my masterclass and it's my best work yet to help you with your music journey. For the vocals, what you want to do is that since the mix is kind of like cooking, right? You need to add the right ingredients to the right portion of the ingredients. So when you give too much salt on a vocal, so too much OTT or too much reverb, it's just not gonna taste good, right? So you just need to like prioritize some sounds in your mix. That's what's really like important, right? So let's put OTT. Just make it a little bit. And then of course what you want to do on the vocals is that when it has some like low end, you just want to get rid of that.
Got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Lights in the sky, got me feeling out of space.
Then I added like the low end, right, vocals. So what I want to do that for them is also get rid of this and maybe boost a little bit of that high end, since it's kind of like a downgraded vocal with this warp mode. Just like boost a little bit of that high end. And since it's two vocals on top of each other, what I add on the vocals is kind of like a chorus assemble. So it's gonna be on one is gonna be on the left and right in the universe, and like here in this millimeters you can see. And you can also add OTT on the down vocal too. For the drop vocals, what I did and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put also EQ. And you can see that I put a pedal, which is kind of distorting the vocals. So I like the fuzz because it's distorting the vocal the most. You can add also a gain, so it's like really distorted. So this is just the full drum loop. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put a glue compressor on. And I can play with the vocals, like how tight I want them. And I kind of chop the vocals here, but maybe I will like just leave it like this and put an LFO on. I'm gonna put an LFO tool on the vocals. Then we're gonna create a sidechain, but for now, just a little bit of that LFO. And for the 808, I'm gonna put a saturator on. And now we're gonna play with the 808, so we need to add like a more groovy 808s. Alright, and now when we have it like mix it like this, now we need to add a little bit more of the stuff, right? So for the build up, what do we want for a build up? So for the build up, we want like kind of like a snare roll build up. So we're gonna find something like this. We need like a, hi-hats or something. Chorus. In the sky, got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Lights in the sky. We need the auto filter. Out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Alright, a little bit of that hi-hat. So we can start introduce the rhythm here in the build-up. When you're doing a house, right, you need like fills like this. So for the pre-drop, right? Oh yeah. Alright, so now what we need is that we need to add some like some samples, right, for the drop. So maybe one thing that I already know that I want to add is like it's like a fill. Yeah, this is the one. So do it like this. Alright. Now we're gonna create like a fill with this percussion. So maybe we can add the percussion and the fill to the second section of the drop, right? So it's just like it will do not interrupt our first half of a drop. Really nice. Such a pretty face. Alright, so now everything is kind of like loud and without a mix. So what we need to do now is that we need to add sidechain. So I'm gonna show you how to do a quick sidechain. So first of all, you wanna add a LFO tool. Bam! So add a LFO tool here on the ADO channel. You click 2 times on the red trigger, right? And now you put this on in, and this is gonna be the 19. So for example, this is gonna be the sidechain, right? And now it's called sidechain. So now it's routed to the sidechain. So now you can create a MIDI. You create a MIDI, and then everything you will the route to the sidechain will go and trigger the MIDI, right? So I want this bass to go to the sidechain. So on every drum hit, it's gonna sidechain. Same thing we can do with the vocals. I don't know if the saturator is the best thing for the distortion. Maybe the pedal is going to be much more better. Now we can play with the vocal chops and just like chop it, so it's just like more, you know, interesting. So it's just like not that boring. Let's create like a melody. Lights in the sky, lights in the sky. Alright, and let's put some ozone on the master. So it sounds really nice, right? Bam, bam, modern. Little bit of that soft clip. Pretty Alright, so let's play the idea once more.
Lights in the sky got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Lights in the sky got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Lights in the sky got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face. Lights in the sky got me feeling out of space. Lights in the sky, you got such a pretty face.
Yeah, I feel like this is the full idea. This is the kind of like a new style, new wave of USA house. And I hope this kind of like idea learn you something more about house and bass house, more like a practice, right? So I just wanted to practice a little bit of this house building, and I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. If you like this practice and what I did here, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace out.